Hey ladies and legacy builders, welcome back to Tasha Mind Your Money. I am a mom on a mission to budget smart, save boldly, and share with you all our progress one small step at a time. It is Sunday and I'm doing basically a reset for the second week of December. I budget by paycheck and we get paid every single week. So the first week of my December budget was November 30th through December 6th. So I'm going to review what happened, and I want to say thank you to everybody who showed so much love to me on my last video. Thank you guys so much. You are amazing. When we finish with the review, I'm going to go into talking about some of the highlights, some of the highs and lows from my past week. I'm going to review my expense trackers and go through what the balances are so we know how to project a budget for the second week of December. For the first week, as I mentioned in my last video, we had a few areas of side income that came in. KDP usually comes once a month, usually at the end of the previous month or at the beginning of the new month. So we did get paid from there. I sell this budget workbook and multiple other savings challenges books and budget workbooks on KDP, and that's how I get paid when people purchase from me. My children had picture day. There was no money spent that day. We just gave our tithe. One of my goals for the month is to exercise consistently. And so I've been slowly getting back into the groove. So making sure every morning, including stretching, a part of my morning routine, I'm actually getting back into push-ups. I'm getting into walking, and I'm feeling very, very good about it. So I wanted to make sure that I write on my calendar what days I've exercised and what type of exercise I did. So I did walk for 20 minutes on Tuesday. I got some side income for $3.15 and a penny. I am doing a very small amount of Spark driving once per week to help, add income to our family's revenue. I guess you could say that. So some of that side income came from there. We had a Rakuten check that came in this past week, so that contributed to our income. I did have a bill that was due this day. I think I did put a check mark, so that was paid. I exercised for 15 minutes on Friday. We did pay the mortgage from our mortgage account. Of course, we got paid. And I paid my Kohl's Visa from the bills account. I think I mentioned in the last video that I didn't know if I would have enough in the bills account to pay it, but we did. So what I did in the first week was I paid the Kohl's Visa. I paid this bill right here. That was a pain in my side, but we paid it. It's done. I paid our electricity bill. And so we can mark those off, and I'll do that really quickly. Now, I hope I don't confuse you. Our electric bill was $59 and some change. I rounded up and just paid $60, but we already had money in our bills account before we paid this bill. So the money that I transferred in week's one budget was $300. That covered the large $250 bill we had, plus the $30 to the Kohl's card. The money that we were short to pay the electricity bill from what was in there was $7.69. I hope I didn't lose y'all. So we budgeted $15 because I planned on using money that was already in the account to cover most of it. But we ended up only needing to take $7.69 from that first bills account transfer. I hope that makes sense. We paid that. Kohl's is not listed here because I just pay whatever I have from what's in the bills account. That is extra. That's why it's not there. So when we look at week one, we paid 3 bills in that week. We had a good amount of side income, and I'm keeping up with the exercise. I should have been doing it every single day, but at least 2 days out of the week, I had my body moving. For the second week of the month, we don't have to worry about the electricity bill. I do plan on receiving some side income on the 9th. My husband has his birthday this week. I don't know if we'll be able to celebrate fully because we have to pay for a one-night stay in a hotel room. Thank you to Ricky for her comment because I keep thinking about it over and over again. And I'm going to make this like a little adventure for my family. So we have to stay in a hotel this week after the apartment gets painted. Hopefully it will only take one day within this week to do it. So we will only have to stay in a hotel one night. So I am expecting to pay for that. We have our Spectrum bill that's due on Friday. and that comes out automatically. And then we have our life insurance that comes out automatically. So we need to make sure both of these come out. So that's it for the calendar update. I think I did good sharing that with you. I hope I did. Now let's talk about what we spent before I go through projecting a budget for the next week. So I had some unbudgeted spending. I'm going to talk about that too. This first expense tracker is for our joint account. We started the month with 81 cents. Let me zoom in a little bit more. All right, so we started with 81 cents. We had a deposit come in on the 12th for $315.01. That's some of the side income. I bought gas for $42.06. Let's add this up. Well, you know what? I'll talk through it first. Miscellaneous purchases over the course of 2 days, I think. We spent $46.71. One of the places we went was Dollar Tree. Another place was Target because my baby needed Pampers and wipes. And then I bought some fabric softener from the laundromat. So that's where we spent that money. On the 2nd, I withdrew $40 in cash. On the 3rd, I did a mobile deposit of that Rakuten check for $683. And then we had income come in on the 4th of $13.53.71. We purchased food between the 1st and the 3rd of December, and that totaled $171.16. Our emergency fund got $15 from us on the 4th. We did an account transfer of $1,040, so I withdrew it from the joint account so I could deposit it into the operating account. And then we had a transfer back, a Zelle transfer from the operating account here of $2. And that's just because this was supposed to be $1,038 and some change. And I said, look, they're not going to let me take that. I don't want to go to the branch. I just want to go to the ATM, take out what I need, and then I'll Zelle the money back. And that's how I did that. Car loan payment came out for $130. The payment is actually $115 every week, but I'm sending extra so we can make our principal only payments on Transfer Tuesday. I withdrew another $40 for the first week of December's budget, and I'll be doing a cash stuffing on my other channel, Tasha's Money and Stuff, Monday this week, so maybe you guys might want to check that out. The only thing I didn't add here was the unbudgeted spending. So a few things that we did over the course of a couple days. My husband was making like some special juice and he needed a few more things from the grocery store. So I went to a local market and I got like his beets and his ginger and garlic and all those things. Then we had my son, one of my son's book bag broke. Like literally the zipper was not closing. So I had to go buy him a new book bag. A few other things just kept popping up that needed to happen. We needed to get some like storage totes to cover some of our books and things in the apartment because again it's being painted, so we need to put some things away and remove the bookshelf, and you know, there's just little things we needed to pick up from Costco. What else? There were some random things that just, you know, that were happening and we spent money and it came from our cushion. So, and I knew it was going to happen because, you know, we have this, you know, rather inconvenience this week. So we spent $152.52. Make sure I didn't already put it in here. I didn't. So this is the unbudgeted spending that I'm going to fill in here. I'm just going to put 12/4 as the date, but it was over the course of a few days. So we're going to call this miscellaneous, and this is purchases, and it's going to be unbudgeted. And the total was $152.52. So now I'm going to just quickly update the balance on my expense tracker. Okay, so we are left with a positive balance of 91 cents in our operating account as of, what is today? Today's the 7th, so we'll call that the 6th of December because my weeks run from Sunday to Saturday if you're new here. And so I'll just highlight that in pink so we can separate the weeks. And we'll write in week number 1. This is the ending balance, 91 cents. And that's how we'll be starting week 2 of December, which will run from the 7th through the 13th. All right, let's move on to the operating accounts. And I've already filled this in with the exception of the balances, but we started the week with $3.98, and then we had $8.98. Oh, let me slow down. $4.98 came in from KDP. That brought us up to $8.96. And then we had the transfer in of $1,040, and then we sent $2 back for just to make sure everything is lining up properly. So then we had $168 move for our tithe, $525 for the mortgage account, $300 went to the bills account, $15 went to our balance forward account, $10 went to our household purpose fund, $20 went to Robinhood for investments, and we had a bill pay fee for that big $250 bill that I keep mentioning. They charged us $8.75 just to process that payment. It's annoying as and I ain't gonna say it. Lord help me. So $398 plus $498 brought us to $896, right? Then we added $1,040 to this account. That brought us to $1,048.96. Then we sent $2 back to the joint account, so that brings us down to $1046.96. We sent $168 to our tithe, and that brought us down to $878.96. $525 to the mortgage account brought us to $353.96. Minus $300 to the bills account brought us down to $53.96. $15 went to the balance forward, so that brought us down to $38.96. Then $10 went to the household purpose fund. That brought us down to $28.96. $20 went to investments, so that brought us down to $8.96. And then that $8.75 left us with $0.21. So that's how we ended the week. I highlighted that because it was annoying, and I just wanted my eyes to remember why did we spend into that little cushion, and that's why, because we had to pay a fee just to process the payment. So I covered it with the operating account, and that is how we ended week number 1 of December with a positive balance of 21 cents. And now we'll take a look at the bills account. Let me see if I can just move this over real quick. A beginning balance of $88.49. And then we had our life insurance, and this was paid from November's money, $35.88. And that left us with a positive balance of $52.61. We transferred into the bills account $300, which brings us to $352.61. And then we spent $30 to pay my Kohl's card. So $352.61 minus 30 brings us to $322.61. And then we had $250 paid at bill. So that left us with $72.61. I do have a pending payment of my electricity bill. It hasn't come out yet, but when it does, it's going to be $60 because I overpaid it. I'm trying to see if I can just overpay it and stick with that. I mentioned it in my 2026 budget projection video. I'll see if I remember. I'll try and remember to link it either in the cards or down below. So in case you haven't seen it, you can watch it and see what our minimum payments are expected to be throughout the year next year. So once that electricity bill comes out, we should be at $12.61, right? And then, of course, we get paid multiple times throughout the week, and then we just combine all of those incomes and budget close out either Thursday or Friday. Oh, so we are ending week 1 in our bills account with a positive $72.61 because the electricity bill hasn't hit yet. I'm not going to fill it in until it actually hits, and then we'll work from there. Week number 1 end. Okay. So I know what's in here. I know that I have Spectrum to come out from the bills account this week. That's going to be automatic, and it doesn't come out until Friday. So because it comes out on Friday, we have more than enough time to make sure the money is in there and life insurance number 1, the payday is on a Saturday, so it most likely won't come out until week 3, but I want to make sure that the money is still there. So I am still going to budget to put hopefully a sufficient amount of money in our bills account so these two things can be covered without a problem. And then whatever money we can leave in our cushion, I think we budgeted $100 for the month, and we already exceeded that because in the first week we left $162.39 because we had all that extra income. So we're gonna go over our cushion budget for the month, which is still a good thing because it's like a mini savings. Not even a mini savings. It's like that money you put in the envelope and you can use it right away, like something like that. If you need to use it, you will use it, and we will use it because, again, we're going to be staying in a hotel. The kids are going to want pizza. We're going to try to make it into a fun adventure for us. Okay, so the paycheck projection for December 7th to December 13th, the payday is usually 12/12. Our top priority is John 16, verse 23, the second half, which is B. Verily, verily, I say unto you, whatsoever you shall ask the Father in my name, he will give it to you. And this was the words from Jesus himself. So we're asking this week, and we're holding on to the promises. All right, so for the planned income number 1, which is W-2 income, we are going to budget for $1,200 as a minimum. For side income, we're going to budget for $200 as the minimum, and we're not budgeting with our balance forward. We're going to leave that money there and just work with $1,400 for this week. And our expenses will equal $1,400 because we do a zero-based budget. When I come back to close out this budget, we'll write the actuals in here. For giving, we're going to give our tithe, and the plan is going to be $140. What else are we going to be doing? We're going to save. And our savings bucket, we're planning to put in the emergency fund. I'm going to write E-fund here, $15. In our account cushion, we're going to plan to leave behind $20. In our balance forward, we're going to plan to send $15, and that's how we break down $50 in savings for the week. Investing is going to be the Robinhood brokerage, and this is our taxable brokerage, and we're going to plan for $20. Cash expenses is going to be $80. I'm excited to be able to do this again. Household is for laundry, so that gets $40. But the really exciting part for me is the challenges that I get to do, and that's $40. That looks sloppy, but that's $80 in cash that we plan to pull out. For our big kahuna, we need to first remember the car loan. It's hard to write on this side of the page, but we're going to plan for $130 going to that account. For our bills account, I'm going to put AC here, and we're going to send $210. I need to make sure, yeah, $210. That has to go there. The mortgage account is going to get $525. Big chunk, but it's important that we save this way by separating it. After the mortgage is, I think that's it for like fixed bills and all the things. So we're going to go to food, and this is our grocery line item, and we're going to plan for $200 this week. A lot of things keep running out too fast for me, so I might have to quadruple some of the items we're buying. And coffee creamer is the biggest culprit because for some reason they just keep drinking out all the coffee creamer, and I have to wait another 2 days without coffee, which is hard for me. It's hard for me. And we don't keep sugar in the house because we just don't. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm afraid that the children are going to get into it, especially one of my sons who's like, anyway, I just don't know. But I need coffee, and the coffee creamer keeps just running out too fast. So I think I'm going to buy 4 different types or 4 bottles, and I'll keep them in the house because we need extra above the extra. And so I really think we're going to hit our $200. I hope we don't go over, but I gotta buy extra of some things this week because I can't go another week where I don't have enough of what I need, because mommy needs her mom fuel. I need it. I need to have it. Gas for the car, we're going to budget $45. For household, do I have a household budget? No, I don't actually. But I do think I need some things. I'm not adding it here because it's not in my pre-plan. But I need toilet paper. I need dish soap, and I need dish sponges. So I might be spending some money. Oh, and that, before I finish this, let me tell you guys what I found out when I was going through some of my apps this past week, or the past couple of days. We have about $24 sitting in Ibotta that I could withdraw. I want to use that and add that into the budget. So that would definitely help increase us if we need to use it. I also am really close to having a $10 balance in Upside again for the second time in the past 30 days. So I want to see if I can get it to 10 with this gas purchase this week, and then make that transfer out of the app into our checking account. That could help, pad us up a little bit, so that I don't really, do too much damage in the household category, because I need those three things this week. What else? We did use up the cushion, so I definitely want to make sure that at least $20 goes back in there, because my husband already paid for the hotel, and we're going to buy pizza and, other things so that we can kind of enjoy our night away this week. And I already spent money also from there to get prepared by making sure we can, cover some of the furniture and put away books and stuff like that. We already talked about the bills that we paid, and I shared with you about some of the side income. So yeah, that's it. I'm planning to post this video today, hopefully before 3 o'clock. Okay, thank you so much for being here. My phone cut off. I don't know how much of that we got, but let's hope the editing does well. Editing Tasha does well. Continue to mind your money, ladies. Manage it well and live your lives abundantly. And I'll talk to you on Transfer Tuesday. Bye for now. Bye.